Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Mars4 Music AMA. So here with me we have Andres.
Hello.
He joined us today for the discussion about what we're gonna do with Mars music, and how all the collaboration will go further on.
Yeah.
So, Andres, probably the crowd already knows me. Can you quickly introduce yourself and Artificial? So we have a few letters. We have the title of the band. So can you give us a few words? So
Yeah, sure.
how Artificial? Why
Well,
Artificial?
Artificial is a duo, so this time it's just me, is just the half of it. My partner in crime is Matas Samolones, and now he's just being ill, so he couldn't come. But Artificial is actually, it's written ARTFCL. But it means the same. Artificial, what it's just created by man. In our position, it's the music, actually, the sound, and something like, and anything connected with the sound and music, actually. So we've been as a band for 3 years now. We are working on our third and fourth albums.
Okay.
And we have released already 2 albums. We started we've been creating a score for a ballet, so that's how started the band. We just me and Matas, we created the score for electroacoustic ballet.
Electroacoustic ballet.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was shown a few times here in Lithuania. We got more tracks that didn't fit the ballet, so we thought we start a band and release it as an album. So
Okay.
after some time, not so. Actually, this year we released the ballet itself. It's called Newborn. So if you want, you can go check it out on Spotify or any music platform you like, actually. So that's how we started.
Nice.
Also, we are always, interested in some other forms of music, and try to experiment something out. So we did a few concerts in a 3D, how to say, space of sound, where you can actually point where the sound is going exactly. So we're always searching for something new, and to try out from totally different approach, creating music and performing it.
So everyone probably heard about 3D view and so on, but 3D sound. So how does that happen? What do you need to experience 3D sound? Can I do that at home, or do you need a specific setup for that?
Yes, you need actually a half of the sphere of monitors, sound monitors. For example, it would be maybe 32 monitors, and in a half of a sphere shape.
Okay.
So you could feel that there.
Right. So basically, if we put 36 speakers
32.
32 speakers in our Mars dome, we can experience 3D
Yes.
3D sound.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Actually, it would be enough for 24, for example, but the resolution falls down.
Okay.
You couldn't maybe pinpoint so exactly to the sound going. Where is it actually?
Yeah. I just would like to remind community that we have quite a few viewers at the moment. So if you have any questions while we're running this discussion, please shoot them in the chat. We definitely gonna try to answer them. Yeah. In the meantime, we'll have a friendly chat and we'll definitely do some presentation of the pieces of the song and how everything started. So probably we can jump to the first part. So how do you end up here? Probably. I know. I mean, I could explain the part of how the cooperation started, but probably that for the viewers, I would probably direct this question. So how ARTFCL decided to join Mars4?
Yeah. So we had a chat sometime before with you. And it turned out that we should try to create some music for Mars, for artificial Mars, actually, as we would like to call it. So we thought it should sound like music for a game. But after 3 or 4 tracks, we decided that it's turning out into an album, kinda. So then we tried to sound in between a music for a game and in between a like home listening music, as an album, as a full artistic album. So it's got both sides. In almost every track, you can just listen it just as it's just music without a game, full album, and on the other hand, it perfectly, I think, expands the feeling of the game, of arriving to Mars, for example, or just exploring Mars, or just feelings in Mars,
Okay. Yeah, we started playing the song in the background, which is called Mars4.
Yeah.
And can you tell a few bits and bobs about that? So why it's Mars4 and
Yeah, we thought that 3 first tracks should already tell some story. So the first one is actually like not just like arriving to Mars, but the whole journey to Mars,
Okay.
So you can include arriving also. And it's quite calm track. Also with some bits of uncertainty, so where are you actually going and what is gonna be, what you're gonna meet,
Okay.
So but it's quite calm because I guess it's a comfortable journey
Yeah.
to Mars.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's the journey to our community as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have this sort of approach to Mars. This calm music. I believe our gameplay experts they already experienced that because we put that in a long loop and it's used in a current game demo. Can you tell me? Are we skipping through the songs? So can you tell me, about other sort of approaches, about other 2 songs, and in general, how do you build the sound of Mars? Where do you take the inspiration, and is this just like bouncing ideas between you and Matas, or of course sometimes you poke us and ask for some sources, but what else? What else is so specific about the music and Mars?
Yeah, well, all three tracks are created in Mars tempo, as we call it, because the time in Mars is a little bit slower than in here on Earth.
Yeah, it's very close, but yeah.
It's 1 second on Mars lasts actually it lasts 1.37 kind of seconds here on Earth. So we decided to make all these three tracks in this tempo, as if clock ticks already on Mars, you know.
Okay.
Also we examined what's the sound, what's the you know, how to say, how the sounds do sound on Mars, and how much and how in what way should we filter them to make it sound like as if it's were on Mars, you know. So in you lose a lot of high frequencies. They just happen to like to sound very quick, short, and then drop immediately. That inspires you what kind of sound should you be creating, you know, to make it a little bit sound like on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our aim, the goal is to create, you know, music actually, not just feeling as if it's you were on Mars, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not just
Mm-hmm.
the experience of the environment, you know, but to fulfill it musically. So. Not always we are checking it if it totally fits the Mars, you know, physics, how to say.
Okay.
But we always think about it, and most of the time we have to deal with it and come up to a decision whether to make it more physically, you know, or make it more musically.
Mm-hmm.
So the third track, for example, is
So
when
currently we are on the second one. So,
Yes, so
it's matched with this view. And I remember when you asked for some pitch details, I sent you. I shared this video and said it's like, okay, so we're approaching the Mars and
this one is called kind of landing on Mars.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
so it's a little bit got a little bit more tension than the first one, but it's still we didn't use any real sounds from the Mars in this one. We did use it on the third track because we thought it might be already you have landed on the Mars, so that's your first, you know, first steps on Mars actually. So. The third track was mostly used of real sounds that were recorded on Mars, and the low frequency sounds, also the machine going on the surface of Mars. So we put it more into the background, and also decided that. The main how to say mood of the track should be more like with no tension actually.
Okay.
More relaxed, and also maybe with this also a little bit of uncertainty of also with a little bit need to search for something, you know, as if it's you have to search for something and understand the new planet, the red planet.
It's so Mars 3 we are playing now in the background. So this is where you picked most of the realistic sounds.
Yeah.
And I remember when we talked about this piece, and later on we'll show the video, but in the pitch there was an idea how to build up the tempo and the pressure in there, and I remember it was like even like the last word in the note was imagine you are in the space suit, your oxygen levels are going down, temperature is dropping, and you're almost shitting your pants, and all these crazy sounds around you. So yeah, um, how to build that tension with the music, because I've got feedback as well, from the colleagues who played the game. It's like when that piece starts in the game demo loop, it's like you naturally start feeling anxious, running around, and sometimes you just lose the track of what you're doing. So how to get to that point, like in the music? How do you get that emotion?
Yeah, so well, the whole track actually is very calm and very rhythmic. You know, it's well, you know, it's calming you, and in the very end, just the tempo starts to go up, and almost all the music has already disappeared. So you're left with just your clock, how to say, in music, you know. So, and yes, that clock just tempo is getting higher. So yeah, that builds tension, for example, for sure.
Okay, so tempo is one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Also, that all the rest of the music has disappeared, and that the feeling of loneliness, you know, that it's just you and the clock, actually, you know.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice. Guys, we are, while playing music, we're mixing here, so if the music is too loud and covers our voices, just ping us the message. We'll react and fine tune. We're both sort of former DJs. Yeah, so we'll hop on this straight away. Let's have a look. We have a couple community questions, and Maxwell is asking, what's your favorite song? I don't think we have an option to play it. Oh, maybe later on we can actually do that. But what's your favorite song?
In the whole, let's call it, album.
Maybe Maxwell can iterate on that question. It means Mars song or in general song. But let's talk about the Mars songs.
Yeah. So every track is different, and our main goal was to make every track different. So you when you listen to the whole album, you could have a journey through different experiences and different moods and different, you know, atmospheres, actually. So in our view, Mars is quite different.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a track for a calm mood, you know, which is maybe this third track is wonderful. Fifth track also wonderful. So there are few my favorites, and there are few unfinished ones, so they might also become favorites.
Okay, cool. We're actually approaching the part in the song where tempo is dead, and now it's only about the tension. Yeah, we start. There we go. I'll make it a bit louder. Yeah, I'll make it a bit louder. We actually mixed it pretty nicely with the dying effect on the video. So yeah, I'll be able to show that as well. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, so maybe the same thing.
Yeah, how do you feel, guys? Is it like a lot more pressure going on, like when we made this louder at this point? It lasts only for a minute, don't worry. Cool. So let me. So yeah, this was the video. Yeah, it was like the panic attack. So coming up, and we start sort of running around, and that was the idea. So to match the music with the view. So Margarita, one of our marketing ladies, she was actually playing this, and it was pretty pressure. And then dead. Yeah. So this is about the dying and the pressure. Yeah. Yeah, that was the intention that we had. We had this loud song. I'll probably play something more familiar to our users. So this is Mars4 song.
Yeah.
So
it's actually the fourth song we
fourth.
created for this project. So it's called in our folder Mars4. So it's quite coincidence.
Oh, what is so I see this is the BPM you mentioned, 61.37. So on the Earth that's 60 beats per minute, and on Mars basically we get that.
Yeah, it would be 1 second, and here on Earth it would be 1 second and 0.27
Yeah.
or 37 longer. Just.
So it's slightly different from other songs. It's very rhythmic. It's
This
very
one, yes.
yeah. It's very rhythmic. So what's the idea behind that?
Yeah, we thought it might be the theme song, kind of for the game, or just to for the album, for the overall experience. Actually, it's more commercial. It's more easy listening. Yes, most we have to.
Oh, good. Just add
Yeah,
some music.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like dance music without rhythm, just so it's more of that type songs.
We've got feedbacks from our community that it may be used as well for some parties in Ibiza and so on.
Yeah. Just put the beat on and you can dance to it fully. Yes.
Okay, and why this bass is gone? Is it because the filtering? Is it because the effects you've been mentioning, like the sound? Travels
Because
and so on?
the low frequency sounds like basses. They travel a lot slower, so you can hear them quite clearer, though they are quite abstract sounds.
Mhm.
It's long waves. But the short waves, like high frequency sounds, they just disappear quite quick. In every track, we decided that the low part of the sound frequencies are maybe the most important in this album.
Mhm.
So that's why the bass is always like we work hard on it. Actually, the most hard.
Yeah.
To sound it proper, just
Okay. Okay.
the timbres. I mean.
Cool. So I mean, considering you've been doing some of the dance projects, like dance music related projects, I could picture this. Coming in. Any more questions coming? Yes, there was Maxwell as well. I want to ask if the soundtracks will be provided on any platforms, for example, Google Music. So we can talk about this. What is sort of the idea? So most probably before talking if the soundtracks will be provided, probably we should announce that we started collaboration, isn't it? So we're gonna work on soundtrack. So we agreed on that. So cheers for this.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's one of the important parts probably. So we started working on the official soundtrack. Maxwell, definitely, if we release it, we will bring it to not only Google Music. I think you already know, you are familiar how to bring songs to SoundCloud and
Of course.
and of course Spotify.
Yeah.
But it's I think the music stopped. It's not only that. Let's put probably the other Mars4 song for our community to experience that a little bit. Sorry for the noise. Here we go. If it's too loud, tell us. We'll talk probably about the album release itself. Mars4. What is different about that?
Here we tried to make sound, especially the very start of the track. There are some sounds that we tried to make it sound like it would sound on Mars. Actually, the timbres themselves. Um, uh, I can tell what affixes did we use. It's sibilance.
Sibilance.
Yeah, it's so called the affix.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to use it in a hardcore way, so it did help to shape the sound.
Okay.
And the whole track is I just love it. It's quite improvisational, but on the other hand, it's electronic, so it's sounds quite a piece of both sides, of improvisational music and electronic music, or how to say, mathematical music.
But some parts it seems like they are broken.
Yeah.
Was that intentionally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we decided that the whole album would have very less of rhythm instruments.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to build that rhythm with synthesizers, actually. So
Right.
in that way, we tried to not to make it too easy listening, but on the other hand, quite listenable to everyone.
Listenable.
Yes.
Nice one. We have a couple more. Yes, sound maybe option later to manipulate that in the setting. Okay, some sound issues. What was the biggest challenge while creating the soundtracks for Mars?
Actually, just to create the concept of it all, actually, so that you could work all the album through the album in one general concept, big abstract concept, which is Mars, and how would it sound, things on Mars. Also, you should build some story through the album, tell some story, and also I guess you can view it through atmospherical approach. You can leave the music as it is and try to build the atmospherical, feeling, which maybe associates with Mars, or imaginative Mars, actually, because no one's been there yet.
Our community, at least those who are actively playing the game, they already visited Mars multiple times. So come on. No offense, no offense. I put Mars 6 on the background so we can chat on top of it. The next related question was from Carolina. Maybe you'll create the music to listen. Oh, which of the tunes was the most fun to create?
Which of the tunes? I guess, well, all of them. All of them, because they're so different, and we really sometimes had to, overthink things to come up with something,
Okay.
So all of them are really different, for us at least. You can put it in some genres if you want, so they might fit like a mixture of ambiental IDM kind of, but on the so that's their similarities maybe. But on the other hand, it's different moods, different tempers, and the atmosphere in every track is a little bit different, at least. Well,
Yeah,
because it's an album, you have to think of the whole album as the one piece, so you can't make totally, unfittable things and put it
Mm-hmm.
into one piece. But on the other hand, uh, it's Mars, so no acoustical, instruments are there. So it's only electronic sounds, and most of them are created by us. The sounds, the timbres themselves,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another comment is so we have upcoming vehicle release, so people will be able to drive them around. There was a question, maybe you'll create music to listen in Mars, or maybe that could be
A radio.
a radio, Mars radio,
Yes, Mars radio.
Mars radio.
So yes, of course.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, feedback from Migroviki. I like the music in the game. It enhances the immersion in the gameplay. Yeah, that's probably a really good compliment for the musician.
Thanks.
Is like, and yeah, just to answer, let's answer the next question, and let's talk a little bit about the gameplay and the music, because now we focused more on the album.
Okay.
So there was a question from Gwen. I know he is our Mars science expert. So the question is, NASA has released several sounds from Mars on their website. Which of these have you used? And yeah, just to iterate that, I just put Mars 3.
Yeah, Mars 3. Actually, all of them are in this track.
All of them, but
All of them.
Do you remember
it's
what
not-
way
not- not-
what
not a
way
lot.
these sounds like?
Yeah, it was of the rover going, well, the touching of the surface actually, and
Mhm.
also some motorical sounds, also some low frequency sounds that might be just like as the wind or something. And there were not too many sounds to take, but we used all of them actually. So in this particular track, the third track,
Okay.
because the first two tracks were like just going to Mars, and then you arrive here, you actually landed, and you go out from your rocket.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we used on the third track all of them actually.
It's not the music probably related question, guys. Will vehicles be able to carry cases full of items? Yes, they will. There will be transportation vehicles, and they will be able to carry items full of beer, as well as probably boxes of vinyls and whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's like if you are a DJ and probably you have a rave on Mars, and you have to travel to to the neighboring land, so most probably you have to have a space. We know vinyls are really heavy.
Yeah, and takes place.
Yeah. So let's talk about the gameplay and the music. So we've got the comments that it's really immersive and so on. So I know on some occasions you mentioned you're experimenting yourself with Unreal 5. So
Yeah.
how do you see then? Again, what can we do? What can we do to make game experience more immersive using the music?
Well, actually, it's easy. The easiest way maybe is just to the music automates something in the game.
Okay.
Some parts or your vehicle or the surroundings or the landscape, etc. Also, we'd like maybe to add some noises that are more more of the surroundings of the action that takes place, tension in it, but it's only surrounding sounds, not the music, and mix them together actually. So tonically speaking, the surrounding sounds should be in the tone, but that's not too hard to make.
Okay, I just tried to process all these tonical sounds. Okay, Just to just to sort of.
Well, actually, it depends. It depends, for example, on the game. If you can put music in several tracks, for example, music as it is, then another track with some beats,
Mhm.
more tension. The other track is, for example, surroundings. And if there's a lot action going on in the game, maybe those beats appear, or maybe just
Right, okay.
so it might be like different approaches for every track or every scene of the game, for example. So
Okay, so it's a long way ahead, actually,
yeah.
of that. Okay, so it's one side of developing this. Interesting. What about events, live shows, performance? So again, you mentioned that when we talk that the songs are very different. Some of them are out of rhythm and so on. But if we decide to go with a virtual rave on Mars, most probably we need a lot of beat.
Yeah, so the idea is to put that beat on the every track and mix them together as a like continuous DJ mix.
Okay.
So that it would become a party actually with the same music, just with the beats and then more
So,
danceable.
so I smell that we may end up with a double album. It's like
Yeah.
a version of official soundtrack, and then a
Yeah,
second album for your parties on Mars.
Yeah, why not? Actually, we have already created 14 tracks for the album. We need some more so to choose from, but well, maybe all of them might end in the album actually, because we like all of them.
Yeah, maybe we can do even a selection and drop that to choose for the community guys.
Yeah, why not?
As well. That could be quite interesting exercise, and maybe will you join our Discord community and start feeding the stuff you're producing in there?
I have joined already. I'm a shy guy, but yes, I will.
Okay, so if there are any music lovers in the community, so shout out to for Andrews, and he may be able to drop some sample packs,
Yeah.
for co-creation and remixing, and
For sure.
yeah, we can think about that. Okay, so Mars4 is a metaverse project, so most probably we should talk about other aspects. Do you see how to say? Do you see that music NFTs have a future, and let's say the Mars4 album? Is there a chance to put it in the form of NFTs? And then again, what would be sort of some possible utilities of that NFT?
A possibility, yes. I guess it's just still growing into something, because most of the worldwide known stars like Snoop Dogg, he's very investing into his NFTs. So I think it's really growing up. It's a good time to join and to put your input. Uh, well, it might come out as various NFTs from the music. It might just the simple as with the picture,
Yeah.
or it might go with the whole concert, which is maybe 3D, and you can view it in VR with VR equipment, and there are lots of possibilities, I guess. So I think it's just the matter of the levels,
Mhm.
if it's a small NFT, how to say, or if it's a massive. So, yeah.
Yeah, we could talk maybe about this sort of idea that Mars4 music NFT would be, yeah, you have access to the album sample packs, but that as well may give you a additional pass, or priority pass to some of the events happening in Mars Metaverse, So, yeah, good. So what do you plan to do? Are there any plans to develop your land plot on Mars?
Yeah, some should make some place for dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah, well, parties, events,
Okay.
maybe live, broadcasting in 3D view, for example. But also maybe it might be a little studio where you just might come and try out some studio things.
Okay. So, like building a virtual studio on Mars.
Yeah, yeah. We
Okay.
actually, it's an old idea. We've been speaking with Monikaze. She's a well-known here in Lithuania electronic music artist. We came up with an idea that it would be wonderful to have a like virtual studio where actually you don't need nothing to carry. You just join in and start creating music because everything's there. Well, digitally, but you might do anything with it, like to full track.
Yeah,
So that might be it.
that rings me a bell. I think I don't remember which drum machine had this feature that you can actually press tab, it turns around, and then you can start sort of moving.
It's Reason.
Reason. Yeah, 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 yeah.
the-
So
the,
I can imagine like with when VR experience, you grab the
yeah, and
cable.
connect
cable.
your things, toys.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I see that working. I see that working. Cool. We are going towards the end. Oh, apparently, very surprising with sound. On Mars, there are two speeds of sound on Mars. One for high frequencies and one for lows.
Okay.
Are we gonna play with that? Of course. I mean, you just brought up this fact, and I think it's very interesting. Yeah. So on Earth, we have a speed of the sound of speed is like 398 meters per second. So I wonder what these speeds could be, and I believe Andrus can replicate that in his studio, and
Yeah.
then we can see it. I mean, I never thought of this. It's like so sound like
Well,
high frequency sound travels faster or slower.
Well, actually, it's the same physics, I guess, as it is on Earth, but the speed is different.
Mhm.
So high speeds, high frequencies, they are just short waves, so they travel faster, like really,
Okay.
really faster compared to low frequency sounds or waves. But I'm gonna check it. I'm not sure. It should. It of course the low frequencies travel slower and the high frequencies travel faster, but the speed of sound I think it's the same on Mars, just for all sounds on Mars,
Mm-hmm.
as if it is here on Earth is the same speed of sound.
Yeah. I mean, so probably you're gonna research and try.
Oh yes, I'm gonna double check it. Thanks.
Thanks, Glenna. Good. So let's go back to the album and maybe some dates, some commitment, whatever form it will appear. So, do we have any idea when we can sort of compile and present that album to listen for our community?
I think we will finish it during this month. I think it will. You can pre-listen or listen to it on September.
Another idea for the whitelist campaign. Nice.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so pre-listen this month and listen.
No,
listen.
we are gonna finish it this month. So pre-listen and listen next month
Okay. Okay.
only. Yes.
Okay. So September-ish. So keep your
September-ish.
September. Yeah. keep your eyes and ears open. So there's definitely gonna be more updates and follow-ups on this. Don't have any more questions. I think it's a very good timing for short AMA, and yeah. So the ARTFCL and Mars4 collaboration announced.
Cheers to that.
Let's cook the album now.
Yeah, let's finish it.
And cheers to you guys. Really appreciate you participating. The more questions we have, the better we are.